Welcome to the magnificent Temple of Karnak here in Luxor, Egypt. This exceptional site is one of the largest religious complexes ever built in human history, covering about 2 kilometer squares. Today, we will explore this sacred place in detail, which was developed and embellished by more than 30 pharaohs over a period of nearly 2,000 years. Karnak, which means fortified village, is primarily dedicated to Amun-Ra, the sun god and king of the gods in Egyptian mythology. However, other deities such as Mut, Amun's wife, and Khonsu, their son, are also worshipped here. As you wander through the temple, you'll discover that it is actually a collection of temples, monumental pylons, gigantic statues, and majestic courtyards. Let's start with the first section, the Avenue of Sphinxes, a paved road nearly 3 kilometers long that once connected Karnak to the Temple of Luxor. This avenue is lined with cryosphinxes, or sphinxes with ram heads, symbolizing the strength and divine protection of Amun. These mythical creatures welcomed pilgrims heading towards the sacred sanctuary of Amun. As you enter the main complex, you will immediately be struck by the grandeur of the first pylon. This massive pylon, although unfinished, stands about 40 meters high and is the largest structure of its kind in Egypt. On either side of the entrance, you can still see the remnants of what were once colossal statues. Once inside, you arrive at the Great Court. Here you can see the chapel of Seti II and the remains of a small temple dedicated to Ramses III. But what truly captures attention is the Great Hypostyle Hall, one of the architectural wonders of Karnak. This hall, covering more than 5,000 miles square, is supported by 134 massive columns arranged in 16 rows. The central columns rise to nearly 23 meters and are adorned with hieroglyphs and scenes depicting pharaohs praying or making offerings to the gods. It is here that you truly feel small in the face of the grandeur of ancient Egypt. Further on, you will discover the obelisk of Thutmose I, one of the oldest obelisks in Egypt, and that of his daughter, the pharaoh Hatshepsut. The latter stands about 29 meters high and weighs nearly 350 tons. These obelisks were erected to symbolize the rays of the sun and to establish a direct connection between the pharaoh and the sun god Amun-Ra. As we continue our tour, we reach the Sacred Lake, a large rectangular basin used by priests for purification before rituals. Around the lake, you can still see stone slabs and remnants of statues. The sacred lake was also used for religious ceremonies related to the worship of Amun, with sacred boats floating on it. The Temple of Amun at Karnak was not just a place of worship, but also a center of political and economic power. The pharaohs built here not only to gain the favor of the gods, but also to confirm the legitimacy of their rule. It was a place where heaven met earth and where people communicated with the gods. Let us not forget that each pharaoh who contributed to Karnak left his own mark. Ramses II, known for his extensive construction projects, erected many statues of himself here and also expanded several sections of the temple. His influence is visible everywhere in Karnak, with these majestic colossi and relief inscriptions that tell of his military victories. It is important to understand that Karnak was not just a simple temple, but a constantly evolving complex. Each generation added new sanctuaries, columns, or obelisks. This continuous process of building and rebuilding reflects not only the development of Egyptian architecture, but also the continuity and longevity of the worship of Amun through the ages. Finally, I would like to mention the astronomical significance of Karnak. The temple is aligned with the cardinal directions, and it is said that some parts were designed to mark celestial events such as the solstices. The ancient Egyptians placed great importance on solar and lunar cycles, and Karnak is a striking example of this. I hope you have enjoyed this journey into the history and grandeur of the Temple of Karnak. It is one of the most impressive testimonies of ancient Egyptian civilization. Enjoy the rest of your visit here in Luxor, a city full of mysteries and wonders.